Hi guys, so Nathan asked me how to make this sound here. So what we're basically looking at is a sawtooth synthesizer with a pitch bend to it. So here's what I was able to come up with in Ableton, just with the stock Ableton stuff. That sounds pretty close. You can play with it once you get the basics sketched in. To start with, here's what the chords sound like when they're played on a piano. And I'll link the MIDI data to you as well, so you can use that chord progression if you like. So let's get started with the actual sound design. So I'm going to start with a analog synth here. All right, and the cool thing about the analog is that it already sounds pretty close. So if I take this data here, this MIDI clip, I drop it over here, it sounds like this. All right, from there we're going to have to change the filter envelope, not the filter envelope, the amplifier envelope. So I'm going to make it more of a gate so that you press a key and it plays. Okay, that's somewhere. Next, I want to turn this down a little bit, and this is the filter. I'm going to turn down the filter frequency a bit, and I'm going to gate the filter as well. And I actually believe that I gave this a bit of an attack on the final, so. Alright, now for the part that gives this sound the really characteristic swoop. So when you go to your oscillator section, this is where you're going to get the pitch bend. So I had to play with this for a little bit, so I'm just going to bring this down to about 40%. And I'm going to bring this down to about the same. They don't have to be exactly the same because you're going to get some neat sort of fattening of the sound if they're a little bit different. Alright, so that might be a bit too much. We'll bring that up a bit, and we can also shorten the time just to give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more instantaneous. That's basically it. From here, I added the unison with a little bit of detune to fatten the sound. I detuned this by 2 cents and this up by 2 cents. And finally, we're going to add the kick drum and the sidechain. Here's our compressor. Turn on the sidechain here. Audio input from battery, which is my kick drum. And here we go. Might be a bit too much. So I set my ratio to infinity, and then I just play with my threshold until it sounds about right. And here's the sound. One thing I also did to make it sound a little bit more like the track is to boost the higher frequencies. So on the EQ, by default, you have a high shelf, so you'll notice this raises all or lowers all frequencies past that point. So I just gave this a little bit of a high shelf to make it a little bit brighter. it is. Hopefully this helps, and hopefully my first recording didn't go too poorly. I'll share you some of the information in the email, and we'll talk to you guys later.